Hey everybody, it's Loading Ready Run drafting time. It's just Graham this week. James is unavailable at the moment because we spent a whole lot of time in Calgary. I'm just going to flag this Tidebender Mage and I'll explain why in a moment. We spent a whole lot of time in Calgary for GP Calgary, filming an episode of 2 episodes of Friday nights, and he has a lot of work to catch up on, so it's just me this week. But that's okay because we don't need James's help when we're drafting Bear Force 1. A lot of people have asked me to draft this. It's a joke we made in an episode of Friday Nights. And we tried the 2-drop challenge in Return to Ravnica block, and it turned out pretty well. And so the plan here is to do the 2-drop challenge as well. Ideally, in green-white. That would be my personal preference because of slivers. Zoop. Not that guy, obviously. But the point is, we take 2/2s for 2 above all else. And, of course, in this case, we get a Tidebender Mage with missing art. And the double blue makes him a little awkward, so I'm not entirely sure if we're necessarily going to run that. Being as there are no bears in this pack, we get options, and I think I'm probably just going to take Show of Valor because it's a 2-drop, and it gives a creature +2, so it's kind of like a bear. And maybe we'll get the Ground Shaker back. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take the Ground Shaker Sliver so that hopefully people stay out of slivers. I'm trying to send a stay away from my sliver signal. Again, no 2/2s for 2. There's a lot of decent 2-mana creatures, though. Though, I think I'll take this 1-mana creature, which will help me get my bears out just that much faster. Wow. Straight up, just no bears. And a lot of missing art. I don't know what I did wrong. Well, I can take another sliver, or I can shrivel, really. I didn't know shrivel was actually in M14. I must have missed that. I can take Fortify to help my bears, or I can take Verdant Haven to splash different other bears. But I guess I'll just... I guess it's Bear Force 1, forcing the bears with a side order of slivers. So we'll do that instead. Wow, this really isn't coming together quite how I'd hoped. I'm going to take Naturalize. Costs 2. Also, mainboarding Naturalize in this format is pretty great, because there's a lot of enchantments going around that are awful and terrifying. Another Diabolic Tutor. Guess I'll take this Angelic Wall. It's a 2-drop. What does this do? Oath of the Ancient Wood. Whenever it or another enchantment enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1. Whoop. Whoop. Great. Standby. All right, not entirely sure what... And I got a Smelt. Not entirely sure what the heck happened there, but Magic Online decided just to cack out on me for a moment. Solemn Offering. I guess what I'm really doing is forcing green-white. It's not really Bear Force 1 at all yet, but hopefully we'll get there. You know how sometimes you have all the picks you need by the time you get to 3rd pack, and you're like, I don't even need a 3rd pack. Well, I'm going to go into this assuming I don't need the 1st pack. That 1st pack, we're just going to ignore that 1st pack. Pretend I don't have anything yet. This card, relevant because, again, Enchantment Destruction, really handy in this format. Also, gaining 4 life means this works well with the white enchantment that gets you an angel at the end of every turn. Or at the end of every turn, comma, in which you gained 4 life. The point is, something giving you 4 life is relevant for that angel enchantment. Plummet. Sure. Yeah, all them main deck sideboards. Plummet, also worth main decking in M14. A lot of creatures with flying. A lot of ways to give creatures flying. Moo. Show of Valor. Fill out that 2-drop column a little bit more. So far, 2 slivers. Not exciting. And... no bears, actually. Actually, one bear. 1/2/2 for 2. Oh, who has art now? Now she has art. I guess that's what that crash was telling me. All right. Sure. I don't know what colors we're in anymore. At GP Calgary, I did a M14 draft where I got basically past the insane sliver deck. I had 2 Sentinel slivers and 4 predatory slivers. At one point, I had 3 predatory slivers on the table. So they were 3 4/4 slivers with vigilance, which was exciting. And then I also had the steel form sliver. I had the Megantic sliver. It was insane. It was really gross. It was basically all the relevant white and green slivers, which I obviously do not have today. I'm going to take this guy because he stops my bears. My theoretical bears that I don't have yet. Everyone seems to be taking a long time to make their picks today. This is still the release queues, not the pre-release, obviously, because pre-release was sealed only. This is the release queues. And we're playing a Swiss as always, so those 2 factors combined, you can be expected to find a lot of new players, or if not new, newer players or players that only show up for the pre-releases. These last couple picks should not be taking this long, is what I'm saying. Sure. Well, maybe I'm running 1-drops. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know what. Like, if a 2/2 for 2 is a bear, what's a 1/1 for 1? Because I have 4 1/1 for 1s. These 2 count as a bear, and these 2 count as a bear. Maybe I should just try the 1-drop challenge. Maybe that's what I should have been doing. 5-color mono 1-drops. What's the black 1/1 for 1? Oh, the Apostle. Of course, the Shadowborn Apostle. Considerably less relevant in Limited. All right, let's hope we can pick up the pace in Pack 2. Well, so the Vastwood Hydra, which is not the Colonian Hydra, but is still just fine. He's totally neat. There's that Angelica Cord I was talking about, which I have 1 thing to gain life. Well, I mean, this guy gains me a life, but not enough. There's the Mana Weft Sliver, which actually I think is going to be my pick. It is almost a bear. It is 1 and a green for a 1/1, but it makes my other slivers tap for mana, which will let me splash further slivers, and here's hoping. This guy is even closer to a bear, but I want to try and make the slivers happen. These cards are... Well, this card can be situationally good. I'd love to try and build around it. And this thing's fine. Like, it's a big beater, and then if you get more... Equal to that, yeah. You get to distribute his counters when he dies. He sort of has modular almost, but want to get them 2-drops. Like this one. Apparently I'm just taking 2-drops. Apparently that's just what I'm doing this time. Sure. 2 drops and a Ground Shaker Sliver. Why not? All right. More slivers. Apparently this is what we're doing now. Blightcaster's really good in this format because there's so many enchantments, especially if you pick them up early and then just get lots of enchantments. Again, Auramancer, also good with enchantments. Sporeman seems like he'd be pretty cool. I haven't actually tried it out yet. This guy's fine. Corpse Hauler can be interesting. But yeah, we'll take the Battle Sliver and just try and pick up all them slivers. Ah, there we go. Oh, second Mana Weft would be nice, but Sentinel Sliver is really the action we're looking for. Also, that for me, that's a late Deadly Recluse. I love that guy a lot. Get in here, Sentinel. What I want is some predatory slivers, the real bear slivers. And here we have, what does this even do? If a red instant sorcerer you control or a red planeswalker you control will deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals that much damage plus 2 to that permanent or player instead. Well, I have nothing for that. And this thing seems neat, except it's a 7-drop. I'll take this guy, because he's fun. All right, I'm going to take the Griffin now. It's a 2-2, kind of. It's a 2-2 that turns into a 3-3, but it's a 2-2 when it lands. Oh, man. Look at this. There's the Artifact Sliver. There's the Hive Stirrings. But more hilariously, there's a Door of Destinies. Naming Sliver. Let's do it. Let's at least have something fun happen with this thing. Let's get in there. I wish I could take either of these. But this seems too funny to pass up. Though it's good to see those late. Sure. I don't know. Could be fun. But the Mana Weft Sliver and the Elvish Mystic, I hope that I have extra mana lying around, so why not? Let's try the Rod. Your X1s be damned. Well, it came back, so we're doing it. Why not? We'll try it. Anyway, we may not run it. We'll need a couple other things. We'll need another Solemn Offering, or maybe a Brindlebore, or more of these guys. But I could see the Accord working. May as well take this Auramancer, I guess. I don't know that we actually have a lot of enchantments at the moment, or a lot of auras, specifically. Oh no, target enchantment. Okay, so if they get rid of our Angelic Accord somehow, we can bring it on back. Sad the other Mana Weft Sliver didn't come back. I feel like we're being cut on the slivers. We'll take a Ranger's Guile here. And, oh, you know what? I'm going to take the Shadowborn. No, actually, no. It's not that funny to just have all the 1/1s for one. I think I'll take Blessing. Blessing can actually do stuff. And I guess this Cancrix. And apparently this Staff. I'm going to try... Let's try taking away the blue and seeing what we can do with this. Oh, well, all right. Ding. I'm glad we're in white. That's a good way to gain life. That'll work well with Angelic Accord. Seems okay to me. Okay, now we're talking. Now we have a deck, everybody. The Archangel of Thune and her Sliver friends. Happy about that. Also, she's worth a not inconsiderable amount of tickets as far as I recall. A lot of cool options in here, but I'm going to take Celestial Flare. I like it. It as removal. It seems really good. This, this might actually come back. And that also works with the Angelic Accord. And there's a Soulmender here, and there's also a Striking Sliver. But the Celestial Flare is really good for removal, so going in more and more of a mono white direction, which is fine by me. Yeah, Archangel's pretty much a house. Also, if we have the Soulmender out, and we just play Archangel and tap the Soulmender, suddenly boop 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 boop, everyone gets a counter. It's it's good. I'm going to be looking for some more life gain in the rest of this pack, hopefully. Ooh, hey, Steel Form Sliver. Nice. There's the Steel Form is good. Blur Sliver's fine. Another Mystic here. Mark of the Vampire, another good way to gain life, but it's in black, and I'd rather only splash for the Doomblade. So Wild Ricochet, which is fun, I guess. But yeah, Steel Form Sliver for sure here. Not that we have a huge amount of slivers, but that's fine. How many do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the red ones we may not even be able to run. So, ooh. All right, so there's a couple options here. Soulmender to assist with the life gain. Resonator. How many resonator triggers? That one. That one. Yep. That one. That one. That's a trigger, though it's probably not going to happen very often. Nope. Nope. All right, so not a huge number of hits for the Strionic Resonator, so I think I'll ooh, and there's also the staff, which might actually come around. Brindlebore is good for life gain again with the Angelic Chord, but I think I'll take the Soul Mender. By himself, he's not great, but again, he works well with the Archangel. So let's do that. Cauldron, sack a creature, gain 4 life. Sure. Why not? Is it the end of your turn or any turn? Each end step. Cool. I can do that on my opponent's turn. It's also enlarge, which is just terrifying. Maybe I want to take the kitty. I think the kitty might be the pick, actually. Kitty can be a real beating. All right, kitty, get in here. Kitty. There's another Solemn Offering. There's a Glade Cover Scout, which is not super exciting. Divine Favor, which is fine. Stonehorn Chanter can actually be really good, except it costs 6, and then his ability is 6. So I don't know. I think what I want to do is actually just take another Solemn Offering here, because it's bound to have a target at some point, and then again triggers the Accord. And then I won't main deck this Naturalize, and probably not this Plummet. Speaking of the Accord, so Capuchin Knight's great, and I'd love to have him in the deck, but double Accord seems like this plan's actually coming together. I think the Wall to hold some things back. I already have a Naturalize, so that's fine. So yeah, let's bring in another Wall here. Okay, I like where this is going. I guess I have to trim the red out. It's a shame. I don't think Door is really gonna get me there. Though that's then down to 13 creatures. I don't know. This is going to be an interesting one. Basically, can we get the Accord to work? We've got a bunch of ways to gain life. With the Soul Menders, I probably should have picked up some Divine Favors, because then just casting Divine Favor and triggering Soul Mender is a good way to gain 4. Having said that, Hive Stirrings could be good if I do get the Door to work. I think I said trigger. I think I just now mentioned using Divine Favor in this to trigger the Door, and I meant the Accord. If I did say the other thing, then whatever. Howl of the Night Pack is nice, but I don't think we're going to be that heavy into green. So you know what? Let's take the Hive Stirrings. Why not? And ooh, tough call. So there's the Congregate, but there's also another Soul Mender. But even just 3 Soul Menders isn't enough. Although, again, really good with the Archangel. So is this, though. This is more likely to trigger the Accord, so I'm actually going to take the Congregate. Here's another Wall, which is tempting. There's also this Verdant Haven. I think I'm going to take the Verdant Haven here, because that makes me more likely to be able to cast my Doomblade and possibly splash these red guys. All right, I'm not going to play Rod of Ruin. Need to make a bunch of cuts here. Let's take out one of the Walls, and let's take out... I'm not going to cut these guys. I'm all in on this life gain plan now. Let's take out Ground Shaker. He's really top end. He's cost 7. Although, I guess I'm setting up for slow games, and he's a sliver, so let's actually bring him back in. I'm going to cut the Ranger's Guile. Mystic is good for the mana. Sliver, because of slivers. Slivers. Though, the red is awkward. I think I'm more likely to cut this particular sliver. Another Verdant Haven. There's a staff, though. Let's see how goofy we can get with the Archangel. Why not? Let's just take every piece of life gain in here. We're getting to the point where we could almost be mono white, Like we could almost cut the other cards, but they're good. They are good cards. This takes us down to 21, and then there's no real good way to splash Doomblade. And then there's just another wall, so yeah, we can't do that. Let's cut that guy out. Oh, sweet. Divine Favor, actually. Oh, okay. Okay. Maybe I spoke too soon. Mono white life gain Archangel beatdown. Is that feasible? Can we make that happen? Okay, so how do we... Is it worth the door? Let's see. Human. Sliver. Wall. Okay, if we do that plan, the door doesn't make any sense. I'll probably still run a non-zero amount of swamps for Doomblade. Just because. Oh, do I have another one of these? Oh. Oh, man. All right. Maybe we do run mono white life gain. Maybe we do just cut the Doomblade and just run with this. This looks terrible. I'm so excited. All right, let's see here. We've only got 10 creatures. So we've got 2 Divine Favors. We have an Oromancer as well. We have and a Blessing. So a Divine Favor and a Soul Mender is enough to trigger one of the Accords. Congregate almost assuredly will. Our 2 main deck Solemn Offerings will do that. The Staves will do that. Or Staves, I suppose. This guy has Lifelink. The Archangel has Lifelink. These are not the best cards. This is not the best combination of cards that we drafted. But this seems pretty hilarious. Yeah, I want to try this. We here at Loading Ready Run frequently try terrible decks. And this deck does not look, good. But maybe it works. Just maybe. I, for one, am excited to find out. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you in round 1.